What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul
and Chris, giving the latest on Big Brother Over the Top. We have a lot to talk about. Oh my God.
Yep. So it's been a long week. We have the eviction coming up. Is today Tuesday? It's coming up tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's the big day.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big day. It's pretty exciting stuff. Chris, just unclick yourself so I show up too. On the bottom.
Oh, you're
right.
here. I see you.
Yeah, no, but you're the only one popping up on the screen.
No, I can. No, I can see you too.
Oh, you can? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, a lot's been going on this week. As you guys know from our last video, we just had Alex, winner of the HOH. I think she's had an interesting week. She skyrocketed on Jokers this week, which was interesting. Well, let's talk about that first. Well, what do you think about Jokers this season? Because it seems to be very confusing. Because I see Twitter and then I see Jokers, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of the whole entire Twitter world. It's like they have so much impact of the game, and I mean, it's kind of like contradicting. Like Jokers and Twitter are kind of contradicting each other right now because they have separate opinions. Like I know you said before that Jokers was like pro Alex, right?
Yeah, Jokers seem to be pro. Yeah, Jokers is pro Alex, and they seem to be pro a lot of people in that alliance. I know Whitney was pretty high up there, and I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird. So following the HOH, it seems that the targets Alex wanted to go after was, and thank God for this, the showmance.
Thank God. Right?
Well, what do you think about Alex going after the showmance?
I think that was a pretty smart move on her part. I mean, obviously she talked about before that she wants to get Jason out of the game, but because Chrissy conveniently got, America's care package and saved Jason, she can't do that. So obviously targeting those two, I guess makes sense. I guess it was the best move right now since there's 12 people left.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of see Alex's move here and whether or not it works, is kind of reminiscent of what Levita tried to do in BB Can 4 with trying to get Kelsey out the first week and breaking up that showmance. I kind of see it as that. Whether or not it succeeds. If it fails, it'll be way more like Levita. But if it succeeds, well, that remains to be seen. So they put the showmance on the block, and apparently they have some stuff going on in the House. Apparently we have America voting for the have-nots as well. What do you think about the have-nots?
I mean, obviously some people don't like Scott, Alex, and Monte. Not Alex. I mean, technically Alex because she's at HOH can't be a have-not. But yeah, obviously they're just trying to take a jab at the plastics. And I mean, it's again, America is in control this season. And to me, I personally don't like that because when someone's in too much control, it's like a popularity contest. It kind of seems like what they did in whatchamacallit. I forgot what Opposite Worlds, where like JR got like fucked by like America because he played the game like everyone hated him, so it was kind of like that. But I mean, I don't know. I liked how Alex was like telling us like, please make this an interesting season and keep Monte in the game because I agree with her.
Me too. Because it's like if America has all the control, there's no point of even playing. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like if America's nominee leaves every week, then, well, why bother even having an HOH? Just keep everyone off the block except for America's nominee, and then have them play for veto, and if they win, whatever. Then have two other people go on the block. That might as well be what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
If Monte's the one to leave this week. But I'm hopeful, although it's looking like it's going to be a 5-4 vote right now, but we'll get into that later. So the nominees are Shane and Danielle. And I was happy about that. And like Chris said before, Jason was made safe by Chrissy, who won the care package to make that had the power to make one other person safe. And I thought the strategic aspect of that by America was good. What do you think? Because Chrissy's not popular, but they knew that she would save Jason.
Yeah, because obviously, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Because again, it's like a pro-Jason thing. It's like, yeah, we're saving Jason again. Yeah, we're saving Jason. I mean, obviously last week he saved himself with the veto, but like, is it going to be like this every week where it's like someone gets a care package and it's like all bias?
Well, I mean, like it's Yeah, basically, that's how it's going to be. And that's what BBOTT is going to be. It's going to be all the favorites getting the advantages. And if you're not America's golden boy or America's golden girl, you're probably going to be out there, probably going to get out sooner rather than later. Also, being a favorite of America's going to put a big target on you. So that's another interesting aspect that we have to look at. I think they played it smart this week. I can see the care package because now they think that Chrissy's popular. When if you look at her in Jokers, she's like 13th. Not 13th. She's like, there's only 13 house guests. She's like 10th. Not too high. So I thought that was very strategic by at least that side of the house. The people who are fans, I may not agree with them, but I did think it was smart. So let's jump into some comments that Monte's been making throughout the house. Apparently he said something about Justin stealing clothes or something along those lines. And yeah. I didn't actually get to see the exact comment, so I don't know if it was exactly on point or if they blew it out of proportion. Again, I don't know. I didn't see it, and I don't want to judge one way or the other. But the house guests seem to have branded him, and people at home branded him as racist or whatever. Well, what do you think? Do you think he's racist?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what does that? What does him stealing clothes have anything to do with racist? Like, what racist marks did he make?
I don't know. Again, I didn't get to see them, unfortunately. But that's what a lot of people think. I don't know. I don't think he's racist, honestly. But maybe he made those comments when he shouldn't have made those comments. And I mean, it is what it is. I feel
like he should be getting as much shit as people are giving him right now, and I kind of feel like it's unfair to Monte. Like, obviously, he knows, like, moving forward, like, he did get renowned, and so it's.
I think he's playing pretty decently. Like, he's like, listen, I already know I'm going on the block. Maybe I said stuff I shouldn't. I think he's reacting pretty normally. Like, he's not like angry or anything. Like, he just seems like, yeah, I know I'm the nominee. I know I'm going out probably, and you know what? That's okay. And he, I think he's taking it like a champ. And if he wants to talk about some of the other people in the house, I mean, they talk about him too. So whatever. I mean, maybe I think the close comment might have been a little step too far. Maybe because that was more of a character attack, but he has the right to criticize the other house guests, and the other house guests have the right to criticize him, and that's basically they are the two sides of the house. I don't like Monte that much, honestly, but I think it'd be more interesting if he stays.
I know, that's what I was saying. Like, if he goes, it's kind of just like, it's gonna be boring.
Agreed.
You know why? Like, it's because Monte leaves, Alex, wins the HOH. It's almost like season 15, but I think it's even like a little bit worse when it comes down to the choices, because like where there's a lot of people that are biased and a lot of Jason fans are biased. So anything that's against Jason is gonna fuck over the other contestants. Like, it fucked over Alex because Alex wanted to get Jason out, and
the Danielle fans are pretty biased too, which is surprising. I wanted Shane gone this week. Like, I would rather Shane gone over Danielle, because I don't mind Danielle. I think she is interesting, but unfortunately, we'll get to the veto later. Sorry, but I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. Like, I think that when it comes down to who has control and America's control in certain things, it just, I don't know. Like, I don't really like it too much, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like it's kind of too much.
Yeah, and I think in future seasons they'll probably break away from this and maybe go. They'll keep some of the stuff. Like, I don't mind the care packages if it's just a care package. And I said this last episode. They just got rid of America's nominee. The rest is fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's perfect, because America's nominee is just too biased. Like, it's fine to give America control, but I mean, come on. So I don't know, for those of you who follow us on Twitter, I was trying to get Christy on the block. Mostly I was
trying to get her on the block too.
Mostly because I thought it would be really, really funny, because she won the care package, and then for us to put her on the block as well. I think that would just send I think that would mind fuck the people in the house. So yeah. I was doing it mostly to troll, because I am a natural born troll. But people didn't like that. They're like, "Oh, why are you wasting this strategy that the game gave us?" I'm like, "Bruh, I don't fucking want this fucking thing.
It's boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's boring as fuck. Like, oh, well, Monte's gonna go on the block." I was like, you know what? If Morgan went on the block this week, at least it would have been interesting. But no, it's Cornbread and Monte. Yeah, well, okay. Well, like, no one saw this coming. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's talk about that veto comp, huh? So, the person who ends up on the block is Monte as America's nominee. They play golf. What do you think about golf?
I think it's an interesting type of competition. It's definitely different from the other ones we've seen. We've seen in past seasons, like when they do the golf one, it's kind of like like they have like different type of corners to hit. So I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, they had that in BB13. I think Jordan won that HOH. But this is a very different golf one, like you said. And we had Jeff Schroeder come in the house.
That was interesting. That was pretty cool.
He was the host. He was hosting the comp. I thought that I love Jeff. I'm a big Jeff fan. He's a good guy. So the two other people who were picked to play were Shelby and Scott.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can imagine how that went. So you're playing the golf thing. And I think they had them practice a little bit, correct?
I think so. Yeah, they practice a little bit here and there.
Yeah, it was interesting. So they had 4 different holes to hit them in, and each hole had a separate point value. And you can do whichever hole you want anytime. I think they had a 5 one, a 15 one, a 10 one, and a 30 one. So, and once you got 60 points, you can buy the veto, the power of veto. So the comp actually took longer than I expected it to. Did you watch the comp?
I actually didn't watch it, no. I kind of like spoiled it for myself at work.
Fair enough. So, yeah, the comp took way longer than I thought it would. First off, they had these punishments that you as a player could buy for yourself. I was like sitting at home. I was like, what the hell are they thinking? Who's gonna buy a punishment for themselves? And then, lo and behold, Scott fucking buys himself the fucking sandbox punishment. I'm just sitting at home like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Nonetheless, what?
That was retarded.
You buy your own punishments? You should have bought those punishments for the other people in the game. Like, what are you doing, CBS? Whatever. Okay, anyway, I need to stop rambling. So after an hour, and it did take an hour, I was very surprised. I was like watching. I was like, yeah, this is going to be done in like 15 minutes. Everyone fucking like hitting their balls in water. I'm just sitting there like, oh, man, please be over. The winner was Shane. So he got his 60, and then he bought the power veto. And so I wanted Shane gone this week. I don't know who did you want gone?
Chrissy.
Oh, well, there's still a shot for you then.
I don't know.
So we have Shane winning the veto, and we have some time. The Misfits, which is what the alliance that they're calling themselves, they seem to have tried to. They wanted to see if they could get Scott on the block. Well, what do you think about that?
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like the house is so divided right now. It's kind of like it's cool, but at the same time, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Like I don't even know who will leave this week. I'm hoping it's not Monte.
Yeah, and that's not even because we like him or anything. Just because it'd be more interesting if he stays.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, well, Danielle. And I'm like, yeah, I like Danielle too, but, I mean,
I like her too. She was my pick to win.
Yeah, her side won HOH,
I'd rather have Monte in the house just to have like an interesting type of dynamic between the two.
Like, it's not Big Brother if your side of the house wins HOH twice in a row, right, exactly. And your target doesn't leave because of some twist. Like, that's a rigged game. So anyway, and that's what you all fucking complain about all the time. The game's rigged for Nicole last season, and I'm like, maybe it is.
Maybe it was.
It could have been, but this season it is rigged for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so I am voting. I'm personally voting Danielle out because
You're voting Danielle. Fuck, I'm voting Chrissy out.
You can vote Chrissy out. That's fine. I'm voting Danielle just because it seems like it's going to be a 4-4 vote. That's how it's looking.
Oh, so you want to? Okay, that makes sense.
Although, and by the way, Shane uses POV on himself.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And Chrissy goes up. I do want to talk about an interesting idea that I have, which isn't going to work because the voting doesn't go on for too long. But I was thinking that you talk to Shane and get Shane to vote out Chrissy, because Shane's still close with Monte, and Shane's obviously in a showmance with Danielle. So it doesn't really make sense for Shane, in Shane's mind, to vote out Chrissy, because like Monte's his bestie on that side of the house, and Danielle's his bestie on the other side of the house. Like, him eliminating either of those two is eliminating a number for himself. Chrissy is not the best number for him. If anything, Chrissy would go after Shane before Danielle. 100%. What do you think?
Wait, so what are you saying? You're saying he should vote out?
I'm saying that if Alex's group were smart, they would try to talk to Shane and be like, listen, or Monte would talk to Shane and be like, listen, why don't we just get Chrissy out this week? Because listen, I still have your back, and I know you don't want your girl out. That's what Monte should do. That's what Monte should do, and then he should, and then
he still would be in a good spot though. If Shane did that, he'd be in a really good spot.
Yeah, he would be, and
because like he'll still have Monte, he'll still have Danielle, and like he won't get nominated, or maybe he will, but he still won't leave because he still would have those two numbers.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be his best play. Although if he got caught, because like he would have to do that vote secretly.
Yeah, obviously.
And then they would have to pin it on Neely or something like that. Because Neely would be would out of those group, it would be Neely or Shane would be the two that could possibly flip. Although as of right now, we have Jason, Shane.
There's 9 people voting.
Yeah, plus in America.
Yep, that was us. Yeah,
that's a 9.
So we're the 9th.
Yeah, so it's Jason, Neely, Shane, and Justin voting out Monte.
Yeah.
And you have Whitney, Morgan, I'm already forgetting these people. Scott and Shelby voting out Danielle. And that's how it is right now. So it's actually going to be broken down with America, which is a little unfortunate.
I hope they're not like pussy enough to do it with the majority.
Yeah, well,
I hope that's not the case. I really hope they try to like save, Well,
I mean, that's the thing though. It's so complicated, like the game. Because I see people on like Twitter, and they have like these Danielle profile pictures, and they're like, "Yeah, vote Monte out." I'm just sitting at home, like, aren't you biased too? Like, I don't understand. Like, 'cause those are like the only people that I see like posting.
There's so many people that want to vote out Monte, and I'm like, well, that's just gonna be that's just gonna be a boring season, because then that means that everyone.
Yeah, and then they're gonna complain in like a few weeks and be like, "Oh, the season is so boring." Well, fuck you. You're the ones who
make it interesting. Make the votes interesting. That's why I'm saying vote Chrissy out, because if Chrissy gets that one vote, like it would be interesting. Like if Chrissy goes this week, it'll still be interesting. Like people will still target fucking, Monte.
Yeah, exactly. People will
make any sense to like not do that.
Yeah, I think it would be probably the best thing that we could do. So, opinions on what's going to happen. I personally think that it's going to be Monte leaving. How about you?
If that Monte leaves?
I personally think Monte's going to be the one to leave this week.
Yeah. I think it is. I hope they try to do something. But I don't know. It's gonna be up to America. America looks like America's leaning towards Monte.
It's gonna be up to America.
Which is fucking stupid. I don't like that. I thought Monte was gonna, like, honestly, I'm not the biggest Monte fan, but like I thought he was gonna go. It seemed like he was gonna go pretty far, because he was kind of like you know what I mean? Like he went HOH, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he does have kind of like he is a little cocky, and I will say that about him.
Yeah, I agree.
He's very cocky. He's like, oh, I wouldn't win that veto comp if X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay, now you're just making excuses, kind of like, relax, guy. And he's like, oh, I'm going to win the next HOH if I stay. I was like, all right, calm down, Monte, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, there's some other things I want to talk about in the house. Jason and Shelby seem to have an interesting relationship right now.
Yeah, they got into a big fight, I saw.
Yeah, you saw the thing about like the couch or whatever.
Yeah, it was so stupid. And then Shelby was like, I don't want to sit on the orange couch because it's bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then Jason's like, oh, you just don't want to sit next to me. And I'm like, no, she didn't want to sit on like the nominee couch, which she doesn't know that. Again, she's new to the game. She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, like I understand like the perspective, but when fans watch that, like fans of Jason, they're like, oh, well, Shelby doesn't want to sit with Jason, and I'm like sitting there like, no. Jason was in the wrong there. Like there were times when Jason's in the wrong. There were times when Shelby's in the wrong. Jason can be in the wrong, and I think a lot of people did see that.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the really hardcore Jason fans just probably didn't even watch the video. They probably just like, oh well, fuck Shelby, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Enter. But you know, it is what it is. You always got to get to the bottom of it. And that's why I don't have any opinion on what Monte said about like the stealing clothes thing, because I don't know. I didn't see it. If someone wants to give us a timestamp for that, I would love it down below. But
yeah.
You want to do who's going to win HOH? Who do you think's going to win HOH?
I think it's gonna be Jason.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
I'm gonna bet on. I think it's going to be Whitney.
Whitney?
Yep.
I hope so.
Well, it's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's not going to matter.
Anyway, honestly. Darn.
I know, yeah.
There's not really much to talk about because,
like, I feel I'm not such a big fan of the season. It's
yeah,
so,
me neither.
Like tedious and boring. It's like I don't really know how I feel. It's not interesting to watch too because it's like America's voting and shit. It's like whoever America wants out is what they're gonna get, and it's gonna be all people that are biased, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, but like the flavor of how people feel changes over the season. So, like as of right now in Jokers, we have Justin and Alex above Jason. So it's maybe it won't be so pro Jason. So we'll have to see how that works, honestly, because I'm actually really interested to see and Whitney, who was in the bottom 5 last week, is on the top 5 this week, or maybe she's 6th or something. And yeah. Neely really went up in the rankings, and Danielle and Shane have both gone dramatically down. So I'm actually very interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna bet on this being like if Monte leaves, this being like the end of the season. But if you would ask me last week if Monte was to leave, I would have said yes. I would have said yes, that would be the end of the season if Monte left week 2. But where the things are in Jokers right now, I think it remains to be seen. I think some house guests are more popular than we think.
Yeah. I actually like Shelby. I'm more team Shelby in the plastics. I'm not really.
I think Shelby's she's like dumb funny, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch. And again, I actually do like Danielle. I love Danielle. I think she's a great player. But if it breaks up a showman's, do it. And I would have rather Shane gone. I would say that a million times.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's just the way it is. But Shane's off the block. What do you want us to do? Give him more power by keeping Danielle in the game? No,
exactly.
Yeah. Screw that. Fuck Shane. Boo! I'm gonna vote him 0 in Jokers after this. Fuck Shane. All right. You want to end that there?
Yeah, I guess that's all there is. Yeah. So I guess you can follow Paul on Twitter at Paul J Marino. You can follow me on Twitter at Dead Rapper Biggie, and you can follow our Twitter at Room Podcasts. We try to do episodes here and there. Tomorrow we're probably gonna do Survivor recap either tomorrow or the day after, depending on how everyone's free. Paul, I don't know if you're gonna be free tomorrow, but probably gonna get Nate back on here again.
I'll be free tomorrow.
Yeah, do some cool Survivor recap. Guys, let us know what you guys think about the season. Who do you think is going to leave?
And please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Please like, comment, subscribe. We're trying this new thing out right here with Google Hangout, and we'll get we're trying to get things fast as possible and right time. So until next time, guys, this has been Rally Room Podcast with Paul and Chris.
Until next time, guys. 46. Yep. Until next time, guys. Peace out.
Yep. See you guys.